G'day guys, got another one of these GFX 7000s. It's come in and I've got it hooked up on my most quietest anti-phase coil, and it is quite noisy. I was going to give it let it do a frequency scan to see if it behaves itself, but I don't hold out much luck. I've got everything on the bench turned off except my soldering iron. I'll just do that. So there's nothing else on. We'll just see what happens. Oh, we'll turn that off as well. Yeah, see. Anything on the mains. Okay. And just as noisy. The other thing too, we'll see with this. Now, I've always had trouble with these things, ground balancing. So what we'll do, I'll just get my dirty big, get the Kalgoorlie Special, and I'll just go and flick this into fast ground balance there, and see what happens. No, we'll give it another flick. It's going crazy. I can't get it to ground balance. A normal detector of any type, there's something, well, there is something wrong. I know what's wrong. But I'll just show you the sensitivity or lack thereof. So that means I'm going to wind this up. So bear with me while I straighten that up a bit. I'll wind this up. And go around here. Okay. Hopefully I'll lock it there. So there's our Kalgoorlie hot rock. You can't get a perfect ground balance. Now the other thing too, we'll use that little tiny, around that way, 0.0025 glued on the end. We'll just see how, if it behaves or can it pick it up. In the center of the coil, weak as. I'm getting near the windings, it'll go off. Well, it should, or a bit. Well, you know, on my modded detectors, it's way up there somewhere. Well, try again. On the modded detectors and that's way up here. So, and that's in normal mode. So what's going on here? We have issues. We're not getting ground balance, and we're not, it sort of ground balances, but not quite. So I'm going to have to get into this and change a few things over But before, this thing here was sitting there, it sounded like it wanted to break into oscillation. It sounded very strange. Let's bring it back down. Bonk. So, there it is there. That's full threshold on this. I'm not joking. Can't get any audio out of it. I got my amplifier on full as well, and is just weak. I've reset all the settings. I've gone back to okay, deep, RX gain of 9, audio deep, audio tone 38, stabilizer 10, signal 17, target volume 8. Tracking slow, iron reject off. Just put that response to normal just for fun. Target volume. Oh, it sounds horrible. I'll put it back to factory default, which is 8. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just woeful. The other thing I've noticed with Sirius, it's got. My God! I just put my hand on that flyback damping storage capacitor, and it's very hot. Everything's hot. Mmm. I don't know what brand of capacitors these are, but I think they might be the woeful brand. I don't know. But, yeah, these are the. We'll have to repeat the sad and sorry story. These are the detectors the Chinese knocked off Minelab's design somehow. Someone took a laptop over to China, and yes, whilst you're taking a shower, something was done somewhere on the line to the laptop, and it put a payload into the Minelabs or Coden servers. I don't know who it was now. I can look up the AFR article on it and say it verbatim what occurred. But basically, I think there was a payload that got into it, and I think from memory they weren't after the metal detector designs; they were after the radio codes or something, encryption for HF radios. That yeah, I think that as far as I remember, I might not be completely right here, but I think they're doing it for the American military. Anyway, you can imagine what happened. And in the trawling exercise, they trawled in all the Minelab designs for the 4500, and obviously probably sold it to the highest bidder or someone connected with the CCP or something like that. And yeah, out comes these things. So it's right. It's really amazing because there's a couple of companies over there making them the same, the GFX 7000 and 8000. And you know, it was quite funny when I was talking to them over there. They said, "Oh no, it's our design." I went, "Yeah, right." How cheeky! It's our design. Yeah, designed in China. You know, I could be cheeky back on that one, couldn't I? And say, well, is that why it doesn't work properly? Right? You know, 90%, you know, breaks after 2 weeks, throw it in the bin. No, it's constructed sort of right. Yeah, you can always have a really good look on these things. We'll have a look at it, right? So I'll get behind this. I can see what I'm pointing at. But you have a look at that. That's absolutely a dead ringer. It's exactly the same as the Minelab 45. No, of course it is. Now this is unreal, isn't it? Minelab Electronics. Okay, would be good if you did up the screws as well. Those screws are all loose. But yeah, Minelab Electronics. Um, but when you turn this thing on, you can tell it's not quite right. It came up with GFX 7000 screen, so they've got in there and reprogrammed an Atmel chip and stuck it in there, and had the boards made. So that's yeah, Jesus, freaking learn to use a screwdriver, people. It's not that I don't like the Chinese, it's the quality of workmanship and finishing. Uh, it just reminds me of Japan in the late 1960s. Sort of right, not quite, you know. So hopefully, maybe they follow in Japanese footsteps. Now, another thing I've noticed too on this metallisation on the front, I was going to get my meter here with the beeper in it because I can tell something already. I don't think this stuff on the front is conductive. I don't know. Let's find out. I want to poke it. Wrong poker. I want that one. I want the black lead down here. So let's see. Oh no. No way. Come on. Oh god. Yeah, it's not conductive. There you go. Bet you the other side is. Yep. The other side is, but this is the side you want to connect to the case. So, that's arse around. There's no earth scrape offs, grounding scrape offs anywhere on the paint. Now it's got a name on this, so I'm not going to show that. And lo and behold, there's none there either on the back part. So it's quite amazing. So a screw goes in there, screws that down, and there's no conductivity to the whole box. Even though we're not worried about that now because we've got it sitting on the bench. But yeah, the main thing you can see on this, I'll just point it out as well. Have a look here. That's meant to round off the transmitter square waves it pumps out. So probably so I could pass an EMI inspection or something or other or whatever. There's your little choke there, and it's got 3 turns on it. So it has half a pin head of inductance, and you know that the proper Minelab ones probably have something like about 12 or 15 turns. That's not going to do much. The resistors there, now, I don't know if they are non-inductive resistors. They may not be. There's one here. Normally they put in a non-inductive type resistor, but I can look on these. These have got spirals. So these might be a spiral cut metal film or something like that. I don't know. It's all under white paint. So and there's another one too, which lives down there, which is also the same as that. That's your damping resistor. And there's a few other tads of things I can see. Let's go around here. It's exactly the same layout as a Minelab, right? But I can tell by looking at things that they're not right. I can see 2. Yeah, 2. Yes. I can see 2 things that aren't correct on this side of the board. I can see on here things that aren't correct. I'll tell you right now. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's, yeah, unless I could look under the white paint, but I know just by what I know, 6, sorry, 7 wrongies on this, 7 wrongies on that side, a couple on the other. So, yeah, and hopefully here they are using tin-plated multi-strand cable, not just straight copper on here. That does need to be checked because you just don't know. You know, they could have it set up there, and one of the engineers has gone, "Oh yeah, we're going to use tin plated. Yes, we know what we're doing." And they run out, and someone in the factory goes, "I'll just order some more wire." And yeah, um, well, you'll all know what that'll do, don't you? If they're big chunks of fully conductive copper wire, it'll generate eddy currents and it'll go crazy all the way down and make a lot of noise. It won't function properly. But I don't think that is the main issue. I've looked at these before and they are tin plated. But needless to say, you know, oh, sorry, I forgot this. There we go. There's another issue. We'll add that to the list, that conductive piece of insulated alloy, tin foil, we're going to call it. And the ends of these aren't done either. So there's no continuity in the shielding of this detector, and it sits there making a bucket of noise. But the other thing I thought was interesting, because I'll fire it up again. I think they've actually been shopping and got the correct connector there. But anyway, let's have a look. It's just amazing. Everything is identical. It's just a dead ringer. Absolutely just the same. So I will say that it does work, but a lot of them are all over the shop with ground balance capability. They just they'll probably work on very benign ground, but they won't work very well on Australian soil or other parts of the world too, with very highly mineralized soil. You know, maybe the Somalis bought them all or something. Get on there. Where are you? There you go. I'll even do this up just so no one will say anything. So on again. Yeah, it's not pumping out much audio, I'll tell you that. So yeah, straight into rattle, rattle, rattle. On that coil up there, I don't get any interference on other detectors because it's complete identical anti-phase, and you know, one coil on one circuit. It's just like a double D, but I can run it on mono because I flip the phase. So if I put it onto any other mode, like there you go, double D in that, will carry on. Even on cancel, it will carry on because of the way it works. But yeah, before when I had this on, it was sitting there and it sounded like it wanted to go into oscillation. I don't know. Maybe it's heated up a bit, and yeah, but the noise, that amount of noise for low gain. Let's have a look here on the front, if I can. Okay, let's put in its special. That's interesting, isn't it? It sounds quieter in its sensitive extra type of position, if that's what it is. Unless they put the switch around the wrong way. No, they wouldn't do that. Or would they? So look here. That's noisy, typical. Enhancing that faster on times for the receiver, and they're all noisy. So that's how it is. It has a ground balance issue, and it just wants to pump out noise. So I'm going to have to fix this one up. I'm not going to go and video while I'm doing it, because all you're going to see is fat fingers everywhere, because it's going to be like this. You're not going to see anything unless you want me to waffle through it all. But I'm not going to do that. We're going to see if we can shut this thing up and make it ground balanced, basically, and get the sensitivity up. And I'll go and just have a look at the spectrum on the output, just see if it is generating any high order harmonics, just because it's got stuff or inductance on that output choke. Ah, dear me. So yeah, it is what it is. It's amazing it hasn't taken off. Before the threshold was coming up and it was dragging out. That is full. No threshold. That's where I'd not run a detector normally, and it's just very, very low sound output. It's just very low indeed. So I don't know what's going on there. No idea. Maybe it's got a couple of gain resistors in the audio drive and they're a bit low or something. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? They could have put a wrong carton SMD loading machine, or something, and stuck the wrong resistors everywhere. There's no way of knowing unless I strip all the white paint off it with my new paint stripper I've got, which I'm uploading a video about that right now. For some reason, the internet went crazy here. I wouldn't upload anything. So, yeah, I just unplugged the router and plugged it back in. We'll see what happens. So, yeah, that's the Super Gold Finder GFX 7000. I really don't know where it's made, and I don't know if the people who are selling it are involved, or that they are just part of the supply chain. I just don't know. You'll never know. You're going to have to, hack a lot of computers to find that out. Oh dear. But yeah, no idea whatsoever. So yeah, it amazes me. It's a Super Gold Finder, advanced pulse induction metal detector with enhanced gold detection technology, stolen from Minelab Electronics. Thank you very much. So, I thought they had a big thing about these. I think they caught a whole stack of these detectors. I think they were all going out the door, labelled as 4500s, and they went to Dubai, and I think there was many detectors there that were all put out in a big concrete area, and had the bulldozer driven over them and turned them into mush. I think that's what happened. So yeah, because I think Minelab got very, very proactive a while ago when they had the Sudanese gold rush about knockoff detectors. But yeah, it's just amazing, isn't it? It hasn't got Minelab written on the main circuit board, but it has on that display driver board. And yeah, amazing, isn't it? Anyway, I'll turn him off. I'll get into it, and we'll see how I can make it behave. I should be able to make it behave. I've done a couple of these. I don't like doing them because it's I don't know. It's not my property. I can't do anything with it. it's owned by someone else who's paid money for it. So, if I was them, I would get some genuine front and back stickers and stuff and stick them on and paint the box blue, at least, if I was out detecting in the goldfields. Um, I don't know uh, how or why exactly how the law is on this. I think customs have told to jump on them, but obviously they come in, don't they? I just don't know. But uh, anyway, you've seen it so far anyway. There might be another video I've done on these things, but yeah, it's just it's a grey area, isn't it? Really, yeah, it is a bit grey to a degree. So, but yeah, I could label all the bodgy parts in it, but yeah, even the capacitors getting hot like they are, just proving to me that they're not low ESR capacitors, and that could be part of the noise issue as well. Uh, it shouldn't be because there isn't a lot of current drawn in the receive cycle, so it's only for transmit. Maybe it takes a bit of um, a current die-off driving the coil or something because there isn't enough there. It shouldn't make noise though. So there's other stuff in there which is making noise. So I have a go at fixing it. Oh, sugar. Oh, too many late nights. And yeah, I mean, in here all day. Oh, you want to see how many detectors are in this joint now? I know David's been to the post office. He's going to come around with more of them. So I better get on with it and fix all this stuff, or else my name will be mud. Catches.